wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 The seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 I am a lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host today, Mary Hangeior, and I'm here with.
Good morning, my name is Clement Sampson.
It's always great to have you with us. Here on the Speed Lane, we talk about real life conversations that make you think, make you talk, and sometimes make you reflect on how times have changed. Today we are diving into something that's been on a lot of minds lately, and that is modern parenting. Now the question is, do you think parents are too soft on kids these days? It's a topic that stirs up plenty of opinions, from those who say kids are growing up without discipline to others who believe today's parenting is just more understanding and emotionally aware. But what do you think? You too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868, and tell us if you think today's parenting is way too soft. Are parents too soft on kids these days? All right, so Clement, how are you doing this morning?
All right, so I'm pretty fine. Doing okay this morning. I'm speedy fine.
Okay.
All right, so how are you today as well?
I'm fine as well. Speedy fine, as you said.
Okay, cool. Good to know that.
Okay, so do you think parents today are too soft on their children?
I do think so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I have seen a lot of indicators, yes, that make me think like that, which these are stuff that I see presently that I didn't see while I was growing up. Okay, I didn't see other parents doing like that when I was growing up, and I certainly did not see my parents doing like that when I was growing up as well too. Okay, so that's why I strongly believe, okay, that modern day parents now, well, they're a different breed from what we used to have before. They're quite soft on their kids these days, increasingly so.
Okay, so you too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. And the question is, do you think parents are too soft on their kids these days? All right, so Clement, are there specific should I say situations or specific things that you point your fingers to when you say parenting has changed, and then parents are becoming too soft on their kids these days?
Of course, there are specific things that I can talk about right now, which are indicators. Okay, now let's take for example. Children returning home after a day's play. Okay, now when I was growing up, my friends with whom I played then, okay, I recall that even before 6 p.m. we're finding our way back home.
Okay.
We're finding our way back home. Now, mine was such that my friends rather came to my place to play with me than me going to their side to even play with them. That was my own. And I was in that situation. I was working within rules stipulated by my parents. Okay, didn't leave the house, but I had friends, okay, who would rather come to my place and we would play. That was allowed. But then the thing was, once it's getting dark, it's sometime before 6 p.m. already. I've started telling my friends to find their way back home. Okay, and it wasn't such a big deal whereby they had to argue with me or try to linger longer, because they too, they also understood that they had their own rules back then, that they had to be home before 6 p.m.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Father Thomas by your CSSP.
All right, welcome to the show, Father Thomas. So, do you think parents these days are too soft on their children?
Yes, that is why I'm calling.
All right, so how so?
The parents are too soft, and that is big time manifesting in the children. For sometimes when I preach in the church, I tell them, the children that you are refusing to discipline, now they will grow up. They are the one growing up to come back to beat you up.
Yeah.
Sometimes the discipline is not there.
Okay.
And when they continue with that, they will end up in the universities. And when they go there, they will study nothing, and they will come out with nothing. And at the end of the day, the discipline that was fed initially, they come back, and then the parents are now crying.
Okay.
So the parents contributed a lot in destroying their children.
Okay.
Sometimes even the teachers in primary school, when the teacher try to discipline them, sometimes the parents will go and they mount so much pressure on the teacher. And even the teachers in the primary school, they are not afraid. So the topic is so interesting. I hardly make calls on radio like this, but I just say, let me try it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you all.
Amen. Okay, we heard from him. He says he definitely thinks parents are too soft on their kids these days, but like he mentioned, it's not without consequences. The more soft you are or too soft you are on your children, like he even gave practical examples where they go to school and then come back and they are the ones beating you up. Now, all right, so you too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. All right, so Clement, would you add to what you were saying before?
Yeah, let me just continue from where I stopped. So I said a practical example, a specific example can be found in children's playtime now these days. Okay, it is overextended than it used to be, than what I used to know. Okay, it is overextended now these days. And in fact, it's not like it's overextended, it's almost like it doesn't even have boundaries. They can take their time, stay for as long as they need to, okay, just play and retire back home. Now, let me cite this example. I know of a family, okay, lived around them, and they had this son, okay, a boy of like 7 years.
Yeah.
Now I go back quite late from work. To me, that was late that I go back from work to 7, okay, in the evening. So when I saw this boy returning home as of that time, it was already dark. as well. So when I saw him coming back, as of that time to 7 p.m., I made a remark to him. I said, Ima, see when you did come back house, your mommy go kill you today. Now you see, I've been told, that was what I told the guy, right? But then, to my greatest surprise, this boy stepped into the house. I didn't hear anything as if his mom was...
The usual thing in those days.
You understand? As if his mom was mad at him, and you understand? Then to my greatest surprise, even further, this guy just walked out of the house, and to me it seemed like he was going for round 2. Do you understand? As of that time, I thought this boy was coming home to roost. But then he went in, there were no consequences, and then he was even stepping out for another one. Do you understand?
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't say anything, and again, I just kept quiet and let him pass and go his own way. Because I felt like, well, if his mom would not be mean on him for coming back at this time of day, who am I?
You know, those days, the children will even stand outside and be kind of scared
of
to
stepping
even
in.
Enter the house, because, I mean, you know what's going to happen to you. You know that that's not for free. What you just went to do is not for free. But these days, it's more like, nobody is going to be, they will not kill me. I've heard someone say that they will not kill me. And then all of that. Okay. So it's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning we are talking about modern parenting. And we are asking a question. Do you think parents are too soft on their kids these days? And you too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. You know, no doubt parenting has evolved. Gone are those days where children were seen and not heard. Today's parents are more open, more expressive, and often try to create a friendship with their kids. But to some extent, it seems like it's doing more harm than good. I don't know. But like, are there any side effects you see with parents being too soft on their kids? Do you think it affects the kids badly, maybe how they grow up, or even the parents themselves?
It does, and it affects the kids, it affects the parents in plenty ways. Okay, now let me state this. Although I don't have a family of my own, I don't have any kids of my own, but from my upbringing and from observation, I've come to understand that there is nothing kids love more than freedom. You give a child freedom as a parent, you give him everything he asks for, whether it's in terms of time to do whatever he or she wants, or stuff, buying them stuff that they want at any time. See, you'll be their favorite parent. Now, let's say you as the father, you're that one who gives them all the freedom they needed, and then the mom is the one who normally reins them in, curtails their excesses, their freedoms, right? You'll notice that they'll tend to gravitate more towards the father. They would always want to be around the father every single time. Okay, then they would be avoiding the mother more, because the father gives them freedom. So children, they love freedom in excess, and if you're the parent who gives them that freedom, wow, they would love you. But the thing is, the love would have no depth. Now, this is it. By the time they become adults, right? I'm telling you, it is guaranteed they will rue you for that. They would show their displeasure and unhappiness towards you for those freedoms you gave them when they were small.
I mean, they would already have their freedom now, but then all those extra valuable lessons that you did not instill, they are definitely going to know, okay, no one actually told me this was wrong and this was right and all of that.
So they'll run into plenty troubles in their adult years, and because of that, they would despise you, the parents who, or both parents in some cases, who didn't tell them specific things they needed to learn so as to be successful adults eventually.
Okay, so you too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. And the question is, do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids. How has it affected them? Do you think it's going badly and it's making our kids to no longer be respectful or any of that? All right, so Clement, speaking of respect, do you think that also affects the way kids these days respect even their parents? Because there were times where you would then not say anything back to your parents when he or she was talking to you, or sometimes you're not even in the wrong, or maybe as you see it then as a child, you don't feel like you're in the wrong, but when you're a child, they just think you're trying to cover up one thing or the other. But these days you see that kids are even talking back to their parents and not listening. What we should do, the highest thing, she will not kill me now, I'm her daughter or I'm her son or something like that. So speaking of respect, do you think this has affected our children, especially when it has to do with respect?
Yeah, see, I saw I saw I saw an excerpt of a news story from a US-based media outfit, right? Now what was in that news was the fact that a teenage girl of 16, right? 16, she smashed her mom's car's windscreen, right? Front and sides.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they confiscated her phone, her mobile phone. She got so upset to the extent that she went outside and smashed her mother's car's windscreen. Now, even when her dad came in to try to restrain her, to contain her, well, she fought him. She fought him hard. And they let her go out. She stormed outside and did all of that damage. Now, I do feel that part of it...
We have a call. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Dennis here. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay, so Dennis, what do you think? Do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids?
In fact, we parents, in most cases these days, are actually failing. We are failing in the sense that we are imbibing Western cultures that are not ours.
Okay.
I'll tell you a story. I had a neighbor in Lagos while I was in Lagos. He was from Calabar. So his cousin stays in America. He has a family and they live there. So the mother, that's the grandmother to these kids, went visiting. So once she got into the house, this boy would have been around 8, 9 thereabout. This woman had a very big, backside, and her grandson went and hit her by the buttocks. Grandmother, be good. You understand? The woman wanted to beat the boy there and then. They told her that if you do that, she will call the police, and then you will end up going to jail. You understand? So that made the woman felt so bad and felt that her son is raising kids that are now responsible. So she cut short her stay because the children were doing all they wanted and nobody could spank them or even correct them. So she now told the son that actually she wants to cut short her stay and go back to Nigeria, and started insisting that the grandchildren must visit her with the son. Lo and behold, they did that. Immediately he got into their house in Calabar. The woman started beating him immediately to let him know that what he did the other time was wrong.
He did not escape.
You understand?
Yes.
He didn't escape it. So the boy now said, I'm going to call 911. It's okay, if you like, you can call 910. This is Nigeria. We don't do that such rubbish here.
Okay.
So somehow the son and the mother were able to strike a deal, and the boy was left behind to, go to school here and that young man today, he has thanked his grandmother for the rest of his life because she has been able to instill values that ours, into them. So you are in Makoti here for crying out loud. I'm a thief man, and then you marry a thief woman, and then you go to a house, somebody tells you their kids don't speak their language, and they're proud of it. So there are a lot of things that are going wrong now because people are not really doing what is expected of them. If we didn't have parents who trained us, who made us understood our values, then we have no, because our parents are, some of them are already not here again. So what are we passing on to the next generation? So people are doing the wrong things. If you over pamper the child, then definitely you are waiting for the disaster that will happen definitely someday ahead.
All right.
So it is not as if you not give children freedom. At least these days we take them to school in cars. They don't go to farm like we used to do. That should be enough.
Okay.
You understand? That when people say that I don't beat my kids because I love them, I will say that when you beat the child, you don't love the child. Correct? Just because you see, just like your co-presenter is saying in the studio, there's nothing that a little child does that he or she does not know that is wrong. They do, but they wait for the consequences. If it doesn't happen, then it means it's a way of life. You understand? You understand? So people should just. It's not as if you don't love your kids. You do love your kids, but try to give them a better life by trying to give them values.
All right.
When we are growing up, even in the street that we live, if you do anything wrong, your neighbor will spank you, and your father will come and say thank you.
Okay.
But here you are. Some people go to school to go and fight their teacher. Why did you reprimand my child? So what kind of people are we actually grooming to take over?
Okay.
So that's just my take. A lot of people are doing the wrong things. They are not doing proper parenting.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in to contribute. We heard from him. He had a whole lot to say, and if you want, you can call 91010. Got me. And you can imagine, some of those small manners or small kinds of disrespect where kids will just feel, okay, this one is a small thing, and then I can just go scot-free. It starts from those small things, and then they think they can even do things that are more than that. And he also said parents these days are not, they even proudly defend their children for doing wrong things. But like you and even he mentioned, it's more like the kids actually know that this thing they are going to do is wrong. So they are waiting for the consequences. And when those consequences don't come, they now normalize it.
Yeah.
So you too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. Do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids? All right, so Clement, before we go on though, do you have anything to maybe comment on what Mr. Dennis said?
Yeah, I think at some point you're asking me if the soft style of parenting now these days contributes to children being disrespectful. Yes, and I think I was explaining that it does. Yes, it does. Now, there's nothing bad about you being friendly with your kids. You ought to be friendly with your kids, okay? But they should know boundaries. You should establish boundaries with them, okay? You shouldn't be too friendly to the extent that your kids, well, they don't even know when you're serious and when you're not, okay? And I've seen classic examples of a parent who is very approachable, okay? His kids can approach him at any time. They play with him, you understand, but then they know when their daddy has become serious, when he has put on his serious wig or his serious cap, you understand. Okay, now let me cite this example of my older brother. Now he and his kids, they went to church, right? And then his oldest child, a boy, as of then the boy was just 3 years old, so the boy wanted to be prancing about in church and not being coordinated, just going about wherever he wanted to. I know you must have seen this happen a lot of times in worship centers, when kids would just want to go about, eat biscuits, trash the whole place about, you understand. And then when his son tried to do that, he then held the boy back and dropped him back on his seat and said to him, "Don't be naughty." He said, "Don't be naughty." That was what he told the boy. And the boy coordinated himself. Now, to my greatest surprise, by the time we got home, later that evening, my older brother said, a family friend of his who was sitting close by later told him that he was too mean with the boy.
He was too mean.
He was too mean with the boy. That and he said the lady was telling him that you don't talk to kids like that. They would feel bad. Do you understand? That was what this. But if I am being frank here right now, I stand solidly behind how my brother contained his child right there in church. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, boundaries. Your kids should be able to tell you things, be very free with you, but then they should also know boundaries when you have become serious, when you've stamped your feet or your foot, okay, and said enough. Let's get serious here right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the time you're unable to do all of these things, eventually these children start becoming disrespectful towards you and to other people outside as well too. Okay, now I have seen situations where a mother who is kind of very, very lax about how she raises her children. Okay, now she has an older son, somewhere around 6 or 7 as well too. They only have 2 kids. Okay, so this boy, wow, the boy does whatever he likes. Okay, it even got to a level that his father and his mother cannot even send him on errands. Oh my God, come and see where this boy of 6 or 7 years would be exchanging words with his parents. Do you understand? I'd be watching, looking at his mom.
And it's more like some parents just ignore it. Like you're just looking at it. Leave that one. When you even try to say, you're talking to your mom like this, somebody say, leave that one. That's what they do.
So this boy would be exchanging words with his mom. Like his mom would even stoop so low as to argue with the boy. The boy fires back. The boy fires one, she fires back. He fires another, she fires back. And I'd be like, wait, this woman, do you think you're talking to an adult? Are you quarreling? She would be literally quarreling with this boy. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, some other parents who really know their stuff, wow, they would have put that boy in his place right there and then.
Yes.
Now, do you know the funny thing? That boy fears me more than he fears his father. By the time he starts behaving like that, and then I come out and I mention his name, once he hears my voice, he just mellows. Okay, anytime his mom wants to send him on errands and he's refusing, as soon as I step out and I mention his name, he coordinates. He goes on that errand.
Because he knows which one is hot, which one will relax, and which one will actually...
But isn't that disappointing for a child to be more respectful and afraid of an outsider who's not even related to him in any way than
it kind of feels better if your parents, at least if they cannot stop you outside, and then your parent steps in and say, no, stop this. You should be able to listen to their voice. But in this case, where it's just kind of an embarrassment, if there was a commotion somewhere and then your dad walks in, stop this thing, and then the kid is firing him back. Okay, it's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about modern parenting. And the question is, do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids? You too can call in to be part of this conversation if you reach out to us on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids? All right, so Clement, I know with the being soft on children. Okay, before that, let's take this call. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I'm Mrs. Yongo, calling from kilometer 5.
Okay. Can you step away from your radio set a bit?
Yes, I've stepped away.
Okay. So do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids?
Yes. When I'm talking about parenting, I first of all put myself in. Yes, because I'm a parent with so many kids, with my own and my family members' own.
Okay.
Yes, so I first look inwardly before I say other parts. For me, let me just differ a little. Because I have kids and I know how I try seriously to train them. Some will say I'm very harsh to them, my neighbors. At times will say I'm very harsh to these children. But for me, I know what I want for my children, and I look onto it. I believe that the children of these days, there is a saying that you cannot remove your heart and put in a child's own. The children of these days have deliberately refused to take corrections. These Gen Zs, you understand, these days, no matter how you try, they do what they feel like doing, they do what they want. But on my own part, I don't relent. And I thank God for my children these days. I can give praise to God for that. Nevertheless, let me say some parents, honestly speaking, are too soft on their kids. I don't know whether they define that as love. For me, I don't think it is. Let me just give you an instance of what happened. That is why I'm even calling to chip in so that others will learn. Because I want to agree on the other hand that some parents are really, really soft on their children. I traveled and came back day before yesterday. Throughout the night, there were stones on my ceiling. I would hear, bah! I came out wondering where these stones were coming from. The first time, the second time, the third time, my child that is a graduate, they all rush out. So the other one now told me that he's suspecting that it is from one of these our neighbor's house. I said, but why would he do that? He would have gone in and asked. But it was late. It was around 9, 10 to 11, I think so. And somebody is throwing stones on your zinc, very hard, big stones. So we slept that day. And the next day again, in the evening time, these stones started. They started throwing the stone. We now rush out. I went to one of my neighbors that their children are always outside. They now told me that they are not the one. So I now told them to put an eye for me to know who is doing that type of a thing. Then later on again, the second stone, the first one that came almost hit one of my child. You understand? So the second one came. My child rushed outside, and rushing outside, this was around 6, 7 in the evening. Rushing outside, he now saw this child from, there's a gate, and their house too is fenced. He will stay in his compound and use catapult and throw stone on my zinc. So my child now saw him. When he now saw them, we now rush. He came out and told me, Mommy, is this person's child that we're suspecting. When we rush, this boy has catapult on his hand. And I now asked him that, why is he doing that? He started shouting. A boy of 14, 16 years. I have a graduate at home. He was shouting at me. And I collected, I said, is your father at home? He said, no. Your mother at home? He said, no. And I collected the catapult, brought it home. And lo and behold, do you know what happened?
What?
When this boy's mother came back, he now told him whatsoever he wants, and this woman accepted it. I was just keeping the catapult for evidence. So this boy was coming, he was coming with his mother in the front. He was in the front, very bold, and was talking and coming. He came and knocked at my gate. And they came in. When they now came in, my daughter now came and told me that this boy has come with his mother, and I brought out the catapult. I started explaining, gradually what happened yesterday, and today it continued. Do you know what this woman told me?
Okay, let's hear it.
That she too, they have been stoning her ceiling. And this catapult, her husband bought it for them to be using in the farm. They normally go to the farm for birds. And when she asked the boy told her that he was trying to throw bird in the night. That it was a bird he was trying to throw. I said, Madam, seriously, do you believe him? After telling you all the scenarios, do you still believe your child, what the church your child told you? He said, somehow she believed him, blah, 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 blah. I was shocked. The only thing I told her that, Madam, if you can listen to your child this much and believe in whatsoever he does, please be careful, because you are going to defend so many things in future. It's not my wish for him. So you see that attitude. You could see that some of these behaviors comes from the parents. Yes, I will agree with you. But nevertheless, the children of these days are very difficult. We have that is why we call them Gen Z. Yes, we have to do our own part.
Yes,
And
yes.
I pray that by doing this is an advice and an encouragement. We should strive to do what we are supposed to. The Bible says, train a child in the way he should go. And when he grows, he will know what?
Depart from it, yeah.
Yes, yes. So I'd advise parents, let's do our best.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in and giving us that wonderful word. She had quite a lot to say, and she gave this story that just depicts, what we are talking about and how she confronted the 14-year-old, and he was shouting at her and saying all manner of things. And let's take this call again. Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, this is Gabriel Ochuche calling from Uniagri.
Okay, so welcome to the show. Do you think parents these days are too soft on their kids?
They are very, very soft.
Okay.
Me, I'm still a student, but I can tell that it is the result of the training from home that has taken us to this far. What can you say when you have children that you do things, and even when you try to complain, you already have people around who are supporting you? There was an incident that happened. Some students had left the school already and their dogs were locked, and just witnessed some children gathered and they were trying to boggle the door, trying to open the door with keys, and it was not open. I went to them and said, what happened? Why are you opening that door? The students had gone home already for break, so why are you opening that door? a young guy started shouting. So, I was just avoiding it so that it will not go into fight.
Okay, thank you very much for calling in to contribute, although he did not complete what he was about to say. But I think we sensed where that was heading to. See you like a similar story to what our previous caller before him said. And also, I would like to mention what the previous caller said. She ended it with if you listen to your child that much and just defend everything he or she sees, one day you're going to have to defend something that you don't know. And I hope that struck a lot of our parents out there as much as it struck me. So Clement, do you want to comment on what she said, her whole story in general, or what even our last caller was heading through before he was cut off?
Now my tribe, which is Igede, now they just put it very simply. Very simply, they say "Okaming." That means it will overwhelm you. All right, and that's how I just normally just describe it. That's how I just sum it up when I see parents allowing their children to commit a lot of excesses and getting away with them, not putting their children in line, because I do feel it will overwhelm them eventually. And the thing about this whole thing is it usually starts from within. Like the parents, they start having a taste of their own medicine first before it gets out there. That's the thing. Okay, so like what that last caller said, it's true. Okay, if this woman could defend her child, believe him hearing that kind of stuff, hearing the explanation of that boy,
you just know that's a lie.
It's so plain. It's so childish. You just know there's hardly any truth inside of these, right? And she went ahead and defended him, and that was it. Yes. Now I wonder how many things she had defended this boy on, and we can I dare say correctly predict the future. If she continues like this, she will have a lot to defend, just the way Mrs. Youngo pointed out there. Okay, this is what many parents are failing to understand. Okay, especially modern day parents now these days. While I was in secondary school, oh my God, I saw I saw instances of parents coming to confront a teacher, okay, for punishing their child. Okay. Now, I've seen instances when a teacher would punish a child, the child goes home and brings his big bros. And
to come and threaten the school.
And shockingly, not just big bros. Big bros plus father and mother.
Some people bring thugs, so I've seen thugs.
Do you understand? Now, these things, they happen too many times. Too many times. And it's not a show of love. It's not a show of love. You see, when the whole family would be coming to fight for the child who just got punished at school, they'd be coming as a group. They'd be feeling confident. Wow, we have love. It's love that's leading us. You don't touch any of our own. It's all for one and one for all, that kind of thing like that. No, that's not how to express that kind of love. Okay, so when they come, okay, they show themselves and they go. Well, eventually, and I've also seen a lot of children. I know a lot of children who grew up with me, who had their way. Yeah, they had their way with their parents when they were growing up. Okay. And then me, as of then, I was seeing myself as, hi, you get wicked parents. Some of them would even tell me that, wow, your parents are too mean. Do you understand? It got to a point that my parents don't need to say too much. They just need to call me by name. And once I hear them call me by name,
how to
I couple up. Do you understand?
Yes.
But that was something that a lot of my peers then, they saw as my parents just being too mean. Do you understand? But now I can tell you for a fact that there has been one who keeps going in and out of correctional centers till today. Do you understand? So this was a child when we were growing up. He did all he could. He had all he wanted, right? All the excesses, all the freedoms. Eventually, he hung out with a bad crowd and he's reaping the benefits. And his parents have been busy paying money up and down to bring him out. They bring him out, he goes back in. They bring him out, he goes back in. And I'm telling you, he has gone back in more than twice.
Okay, that's what you get when you're being too soft or trying to be whatever you're trying to be as a parent. Okay, let's take this call. Hello.
Yes, it's Gabriel. I have to call back. Sorry, that was my...
All right, Gabriel. Thank you for calling back. So you can go on with what you were saying.
Okay, so the incident went as far as me. I confronted the parents. And they said nothing concerning it serious. So, and the young man, the next thing they told me that Hangeior touched me. A boy of 12. Because I don't know what the activities were like. All about, but I feel it. If a student is not around and he can do that, that means my own room is not safe if I'm not around. And this is my 5th year in the university here, and these are children that have watched them wear pants and they grew up to become what they are, who they are, and what they are doing now. So, so just cut the whole story short. The other time I was just going out to get something from the shop, and this small guy with 2 other boys, they met me and said I should come. So I was just like, you mean I should come? They say yes. You said I should come. Do you know me from anywhere? They say their guy say I should come. What did I say to him the other night? So I just have to talk to the people around, the elderly ones around, and say, if by beating, if it is my place, they will beat the hell out of you. But the people that here is going to be a kind of, maybe you're just looking down on them. So I have to call the elders and thank God they intervene. But the whole thing is that these children, they don't just pamper them. The problem is that they grow up to become something that the society cannot control. They grow up to become thugs. They grow up to become, before you know, they go on the race like boys for you. Just they must have getting involved with 1 or 2 other unserious serving that is using them to send them on one thing or the other. So I became afraid. Like some of us are scared to marry and give birth to children. But on my own side, I don't think I'm going to take that lightly, because my mother did not take anything likely like that when we were
Yes.
growing up. Because
Yes.
it's only 24 years ago my father died, so my mother raised all of us by herself, and you cannot disrespect anybody. So I don't know where the whole thing is going. Up to now, as we are speaking, the guy is not going to school. The father is not bothered. I think the rest of the it's just obvious. So I just appreciate the program, and I want something like this should be going on, so that at least even if few can listen, you can put their own quota.
All right. Thank you very much for calling back to add that, to complete the story that he started saying. I mean, imagine trying to correct a child that grew up in front of you and then they are threatening you. What did he even say? Hand go touch you. I'd be something like that.
Do you know why that happens? It continues to happen. And the reason why it continues to happen is because parents are not doing their duties to their kids. Now, the thing is this. It is what... By the time an outsider tries to correct a child that is not their own, right? Do you know what happens? The child, first of all, references what that outsider has just corrected him about, references it to anything his parents might have told him about that particular thing before. Now, if he references it, and it turns out that his parents had never told him anything like this before, right? He begins to challenge you. Do you understand?
Yes.
But then by the time the child does a referencing and he sees that, wow, what this outsider just told me now is exactly what my parents have told me once before, the child couples up. So it becomes easier for society, other people, to nurture a child when the parents have done the basics.
All right.
And it's the basics that a lot of parents are failing to do big time, because they now have a warped sense of what love for a child is. And it makes them begin to fail in their duties.
All right.
And it makes society a very, very difficult place to even live in today.
All right. So is there like a final word you would like to put out there for parents, or how you personally see it? Like, if it was applied, it will make the whole situation better. And because I mean, we are raising our kids, right? Our kids are not raising us. So even while parents are trying to be soft and make their children be close to them, how can they balance it to make sure that while they are being close to their children, they are also instilling discipline and making sure that their children grow up the right way?
Okay, well, the thing is, it's okay for you to be friendly with your children. You need to be friendly with your children, of course. Okay, but then you need to understand that children should not always have their way. Yes, when you don't give them their way, a lot of times it's not because you hate them. It's not because you just want to be wicked towards them. It's just because you need them to understand that life is like that. Okay, so it is very important for parents to show love to their kids in a way that, now this is it, when you buy stuff for your child, that's part of love, right?
Okay.
But then when you notice that stuff you're buying for the child would rather destroy the child, now would you still keep buying that particular stuff for that child? That would mean you don't like that child. You don't love the child.
While
eventually.
you're making them happy, you're also
destroying them.
Yes.
Good. So then, if you don't nurture your child properly as a parent, there are no two ways about this. There's a high chance. There's this thing I always say, that if you don't do your duty as a parent towards your child in training them properly, society will collect the child for you and train your child for you. And I'm telling you, when society trains your child for you, it doesn't turn out good. Okay, so it's best for parents to step in, do their duties, so that their children, when they go out, they will be able to recognize what is good out there and what is bad out there and make proper choices.
All right, so this is where we'll wrap it up for the Speed Lane this morning. We have been talking about modern parenting and how soft parenting these days is affecting our children, and even we as parents. Parenting will always change with time, but the heart of it stays the same: raising responsible, respectful, and well-rounded children. Soft or strict, every parent just wants what's best, but maybe the real strength lies in balance. So as you go, don't forget to remember, being a good parent isn't about being feared or being soft. It's about being present, consistent, and loving. Also, coming up next by 10 a.m. after the news is King James 90s Top 10. So stay tuned for that and more. This has been the Speed Lane right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I've been your host today, Mary Hangeior, together with
Clement Sampson.
And together we are saying bye.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.